Hey everybody, it's Saad. In the last month, I have made well over 80 grand with 90% margins, which is pretty crazy to me because back then when I was working as a bouncer, I never thought I'd see my Stripe account with this much money, or even when I was a broke Upwork freelancer. Reason for that is because I didn't know what sales automation was. I didn't know that you could use AI and automations to essentially build systems that you could sell for companies and businesses from $1,500 to $8,000 on a monthly basis. Rather, I was spending my time learning how to code during the day, then working night shifts, bouncing every night. So I know many of you guys are in a similar position, so what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna build an entire live campaign for you guys just to show you how easy it is to get up and running and get a customer in a few weeks. I will be targeting recruitment just because I know it's a very, very profitable industry, and I have made just over $15,000 in one single campaign targeting them. And you don't have to be some sort of genius. I'm not a genius. I'm gonna show you the exact platforms that you're gonna need. I'm gonna show you step by step on how to do so. And at the end, I'm also gonna include the free blueprints in the description like always. So if that's something you guys want to do, stay tuned and let's get into it. So first of all, I'm gonna walk you guys through the platforms that you're gonna be needing. Okay guys, so the platforms that we're gonna be needing are going to be LinkedIn Sales Navigator, Phantom Buster, and Email Finder, and Instantly.ai. LinkedIn Sales Navigator is a lead sourcing tool that helps you find and connect with potential businesses and leads on LinkedIn. And Phantom Buster is a tool that scrapes leads from platforms like LinkedIn so we can extract leads names, summaries, job titles, etc. And Email Finder is a tool that helps you find verified emails for potential leads. So we use an Email Finder, guys, because LinkedIn doesn't give us email addresses. So we use Phantom Buster to get leads, names, and companies from LinkedIn, and then we put that info into an Email Finder, which finds the person's email addresses, and an Email Finder checks if the email is valid and works. So an Email Finder helps us find and verify emails after getting leads from LinkedIn. Instantly is like a super efficient platform for sending thousands and thousands of emails. It is the best cold email software in 2025. And obviously, we're going to be using Make.com to automate this entire lead generation process. So we could do this manually, but that's not fun, right? So instead, we're going to be using Make.com to do the heavy lifting. It will handle everything, fetching the emails, verifying them, and adding them to our campaign using Instantly. Okay, guys, so right now, I'm inside of LinkedIn Sales Navigator, like I said, and let me walk you guys through all the other platforms. So this is LinkedIn Sales Navigator, like I said, and this is Phantom Buster, and this is an Email Finder, right? So these are the three platforms that we're going to be needing, and obviously, we're going to need Make.com, which is this platform right here. So I'm going to go in and sign in with my account, use my email, and then there you go. I'm signed in. So the first thing I'm going to be doing, guys, is I'm going to go to my LinkedIn Sales Navigator and let's look for recruitment. Let's just search for recruitment. So I have 3 million results. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to geography, right? And I'm going to look for United States. And the reason why I'm using the United States is because they have the most money, right? And I've had like the most success targeting the United States as recruitment agencies. And then what are we going to do is I'm going to look for job titles. So essentially what I want to do is I want to look for decision makers such as founders, owners, basically managing partners of recruitment agencies. And I'm going to approach them as a sales system agency where I could help them place their candidates with their dream hires. So essentially the recruitment agency, guys, it's a very, very profitable industry for our business model, just because we can help them reach out to companies that are actively looking for these sort of candidates that they have. And typically recruitment companies, once they place a candidate, they get an upfront fee of like $20,000 to $30,000. And if we can get like 10% of that, which is like maybe like $5,000 to $10,000 for a campaign or a system, that really like justifies the entire existence of our system, and it justifies the entire existence of our service, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look for founder. Oops, that's not founder. Founder is going to be owner. And then I'm going to look for founders, owners, and then business owner. Let's just do business owner. Let me remove this one. And then let me do and then I'm going to put in co-founder. So I'm already having 26,000 results. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to industry and I'm going to look for staffing and recruiting. So I'm just going to use this industry. So it's 3.5K results. And then I'm going to remove this search right here. So I'm going to have more, I believe. Yeah. Actually, no, 23. Oh, yeah, I have it. 23. Okay, so I have more results now, 23K results. Now, obviously, I cannot scrape 23K results. It's just impossible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter by company's headcount. And then I want to target companies from 11 to 50, which is 3.5K. Okay, so I want to say something, guys. You cannot scrape more than 2,500 leads off LinkedIn, right? Using Phantom Buster, just because you're going to risk your account getting banned. So what I would recommend is never go over 2.5K results every single day using your LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Obviously, if you have multiple LinkedIn Sales Navigator, right, you can go ahead and scrape more, but just keep that in mind. Never go over 2.5K, okay? So I want to have 2.5K results. Now, the way I'm going to do it is I have to remove a filter. So I'm just going to remove co-founder, 3.5K. I'm just going to remove owner. I'm just going to look for, going to add founder, because it looks like I have to refresh this. So founder, 1K results. That's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an co-founder and let's see. Hopefully I get 2.5K. So that's 2K. That's pretty good. Now, guys, for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to go ahead and scrape 2K leads for that. So I'm just going to scrape like 100 just to show you guys how I would build this campaign. Essentially, if I was targeting them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this filter right here, and I'm going to remove this United States, and I'm just going to put in New York just because I want to have like a small pool of leads just to show you exactly how I would do it. So I have 169 leads, which is pretty good, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL, right? Control C, and I want you to go to Phantom Buster, essentially, and go to solutions and look for LinkedIn Sales Navigator, right? And then look for Sales Navigator, search export, click on use now. Okay, so I have to remove something. Yeah, I have to go to dashboard and remove a search, right? I'm going to remove, this one, delete. And then just go ahead and refresh this and click on use now. Now I can. So what I'm going to do is paste the search navigator search URL. So I'm going to paste that in here and I'm going to click on save. And then if you guys can see, it's connected, right? I'm going to click on save. And then as you guys can see, Sales Navigator displays the first 2,500 results of a people search. We recommend processing a maximum of 2,500 results per working day, right? This is what I told you guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put in 169 and I'm going to click on save. And then 169 out of the recommended 2,500 results would be exported per today. So I'm going to click on save. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on launch. So now the scraper is what's doing on the back end is taking our session cookie, and our session cookie is basically our ID. Yeah, like an ID that we have in our LinkedIn Sales Navigator, right? That has our credentials, and it just comes in and it just scrapes page by page all of that information for us. And we're just going to have to wait until the leads are fully scraped. So it's fully connected now. And then it's saying, hey, got 25 leads from page 1. So this is the first launch. So we're just gonna wait until it scrapes the entire leads. So let me go ahead and pause the recording until it finishes, and I'm gonna get back to you guys shortly in like 5 minutes. Okay, guys, so we are almost done. We are running essentially at 73%. So let's just wait a little bit more. As you guys can see, it's going to take a little bit of time to scrape those leads just because we are getting so much data when you use the Phantom Buster. Phantom Buster is one of the most powerful scraping systems that you could find leads with, right? So successful authentication, 169 profiles found, successfully search, successfully processed. So now I have all of this data, which is essentially gold, right? So I have the company name, the title, company ID, the first name and last name, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on download results, and then I'm going to name this recruitment leads, right? So I have all of this data. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and create a new sheet by looking for sheets.new. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to import my sheets in my Google Sheet by clicking on import, upload, and I'm going to click on browse, and I'm just going to add in my leads in my Google Sheet. I'm going to click on append, import data, and you guys will see the data that we have. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit more aesthetically pleasing for you guys. And I would always recommend you guys do this just because you want to see the data real time in a more aesthetic way, just so you can manipulate it and work with it better. So I'm going to click on resize, and then I'm going to click on specify row height, and it's going to be 21. And then there you go, guys. So I have so much data right here. I have profile URL, their LinkedIn profile, their full name, their first name, last name, company name, title, company ID, company URL, summary. So title, description, industry. I even have the industry. The company location, the location, duration and role. So all of this data is essentially gold. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to delete some of the unnecessary data, such as query, timestamp, default profile ID, just because I don't want to see it. I'm going to remove it by clicking on delete. So where is it? Delete. And then I'm going to remove a few of the other things. Delete. And then I'm going to delete also this VMID. I'm going to delete some of the unnecessary records. And then I just want full name, first name, last name, company info, company ID. I'm just going to delete it. I want regular company name, URL. I don't want the URL actually. I'm just going to remove it. I will keep the summary, title, description, industry, company location, duration and role, experience, and name. I'm just going to delete the name just because I already have it as in here, full name, right? I'm going to delete the profile URL, and I'm just going to keep this data that I have. I'm just going to name this recruitment leads. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I have all of this data now. So what I'm going to do is I need to find their email addresses. If you noticed, guys, I don't have the email addresses, so I cannot reach them out. So this is why we're using an email finder. So for example, if I go in and I'm going to put the full name, I'm going to put it as in here. And then we're going to try if an email finder is going to find the email. So first thing is we're going to put it in the company name. So we're going to search by company. And I'm pretty sure I have to click on, first of all, I have to go to app. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for company name, which is right here. And then I'm going to copy and paste the full name, and let's just try. So we found the email, which is this guy, which is awesome, guys. So there you go, guys. We found the email. So now, instead of doing this manually, we want to automate the entire lead generation. And we're going to build a sales system live now. So I'm going to go and click on create new scenario. Right? And then I'm going to name this search rows, or let's just name it high ticket sales system recruitment. Awesome. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to look for search rows by looking for search rows right here, which is going to be this module. And then I'm going to map my connection by looking for the spreadsheet ID. Now, there are two ways. It's either going to map it by manually type in the name, which is going to be recruitment leads, or you can just paste in this idea right here, which is going to be after /d and before edits. So you can do either way. I'm just going to click on map and I'm going to add the spreadsheet ID. The sheet name is going to be this one right here, which is sheet 1, right? So sheet 1, I'm going to put in sheet 1. And then I'm going to, in limit, I'm just going to put 1. So I'm just going to retrieve 1 record, which is going to be the first one right here. If I click on OK and click on run once, I'm going to retrieve 1 data, which is this guy right here, right? Awesome. So the second thing I want to do now that I retrieved this data is I will look for basically the email addresses. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to add an email finder. It's going to be search for a person's email. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for my connection right here. And the way you're going to do it, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to update my connection. And the way you're going to do that is going to click on add and paste in your API key. Now your API key is going to be an API and you're just going to copy it. Boom. Go back to make and paste that in here, right? And click save. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to name this an email finder recruitment. Now, make sure you don't actually show your API key just because you're recording a YouTube video. I'm doing it. And because I trust you guys, I know you won't like run me a big credit card bill. So I'm going to click on save. And then I'm going to look for search by company name. Company name is going to be company name. Full name is going to be full name. And I'm going to click on use all found emails. And then I'm going to click on run once. And then if I go right here, I'm going to see success equals true. And we found the email, right? So we automated this step, right? So I'm just going to name this find email. And then this one is going to be retrieve leads. I'm going to save this, auto align this. And the next thing I want to do now, what I want to do basically is I want to scrape their website data. Now, why am I doing this, guys? Is because I want to add an extra layer of personalization, basically when I'm reaching out to these people. Now, when I'm reaching out to these people, if you guys been watching this channel, you would know that we perform something called AI personalization. And AI personalization, basically, most lead gen agencies, most companies, why they suck and they can't get results is because their AI personalization sucks. They usually use surface level personalization, such as, hey, I noticed that you went to this school. That's crazy, me too. But that doesn't add any value to the recipient. So the way we do this is we take relevant information about each lead that we have and we personalize the email at scale, which sounds extremely scary for each lead. And we reach them out with a specialized offer, which is going to be connected them with their ideal clients, which would be companies hiring for those candidates that they have, right? So the way we're going to do that is we're going to click on HTTP. We're going to look for make a request. So in this URL, we're going to take in this URL right here that we found here. So if you guys noticed, we don't have the domain name, right? If I go back to recruitment, I can't find the domain name, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform a hack now. So if you don't have the domain name, you can essentially just look at this email. So we have the domain right here, right? So I'm going to map the domain. And instead, I'm just going to use a split function. And a split function in make, basically, we're just going to split the domain name based on an @ So I'm going to click on this button right here. Boom. And then I'm going to write splits. And I'm going to split this email based off an @ And then what I want to do is I want to get the first thing, not the first thing, the second thing, which is the domain right here. So this is 1, this is 2, and we're splitting based on an @ So I'm going to type in get, and then I'm going to get the second thing. Now I'll be left with the domain. So I need to add HTTP, and then I'm gonna click on parse response, click OK. And we need to add another thing, guys. Now, an email finder is not always going to find the email. So there's like a 60 to 70% they're going to find the email. And the way they find the email is they ping the domain name or the company name, and they ping it using their full name. So they're going to use, for example, my name is like Saad. They're going to try Saad at myoprocess.com. If there's a response, that means their email exists. If it's not, then the email doesn't exist. And the cool part about an email finder is they only charge you per found validated email, which is pretty cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a condition filter. So the filter is going to be only if the email actually exists. If I'm going to name this email found. I'm going to click on OK, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on OK. Since we will find the emails in the first record, we're going to make the request. I'm going to click on run once. So the filter has went through, so the email exists. And then we have a status code 200. So essentially what we've done now is we made a request to their website. We essentially just went ahead and clicked on their website. We just browsed their website and retrieved the HTML of that website. And the reason for that is because we want to scrape their website data to retrieve basically information about their website, their company, if there's any case studies, right? We can leverage that in our outreach. Awesome. So the next thing I'm going to do, since I have all of this data, if I go and click on data, you guys will see that it's all HTML. Now, I don't want to use this HTML. I want to turn it into text so I can feed it into AI in a more manageable way. Another reason why is because it's going to take a lot of tokens and a lot of operations in Make, and I want to minimize that. So I'm going to look for this module, which is going to be HTML to text. Going to add in right here, and I'm going to click on HTML. I'm going to add the data right here. And if I basically click on data, I'm just going to copy this and I'm just going to hard code it, guys. Boom. I have to go back. Let me just, I believe I can do it right here. I have to go down. It's so hard to work with two monitors. I just purchased a new monitor, and it's still odd for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this one, and it's going to be this one right here. Copy, and I'm just going to click on this run this module only, paste that in here. And now I have a bunch of text, which you guys can see. It's a little bit like more manageable. Like it's huge. Like there's so much things right here that I can read. So help you achieve powerful result, whether finding the next perfect fit. So these are all data that we're going to be using. So now what are we going to do? So we want to feed this data to AI. So the next thing we're going to be doing is click on add, and we're going to create a completion. Actually, we're going to look for OpenAI. So OpenAI, create completion, add this module right here. And the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to use this model, which is going to be GPT-4o system. And then what are we going to do, guys, is we're going to feed in a prompt. Now, I already have the prompt ready. And how I got the prompt is I have multiple pre-drafted ones that I use in my own company, and I shared in my community. So I run a community called in school where I teach people basically how to build a sales system from scratch. As you guys can see, we have a classroom right here. And before we do that, look how many people actually booked a first campaign. So first call booked from this campaign. This guy right here, guys, shout out to this guy. This guy is actually crushing it, right? I know this person right here is a friend of mine. Is just crushing it. We have another 4.8 deal closed. Thanks, Sales Systems. We have Maximilian. We have a bunch of people here that are sharing their knowledge, and basically we have a bunch of people that are making a ton of money in this school community. It's capped at 200 just because like I cannot grow it past that, guys. It's so hard to give everyone the energy, and it's very hard for me to delegate because I want to have the personalized like touch, just because when people reach out to me in DM, I want to reply to them and give them the time and energy they need. So now that we wax poetic, we're gonna go back to Classroom. And then if I go to Blueprint Library, now unfortunately I can't do it just because I respect people in the community. I do not want to show this on YouTube. So I just put the I just retrieved one of the prompts that I share in my community, and it's going to be this one. I already have it in my notepad. So yeah, I'm gonna copy and then I'm gonna paste that in here. So I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna click on add message, click on role, user, and then I'm gonna now basically just map in the data. And the way I'm gonna do it, guys, is I'm gonna perform something called JSON formatting. And you don't have to be a crazy programmer to know this. It's just a way to structure data. So I'm just gonna click on, I'm just gonna write some JSON, which is, I'm gonna write full, do I have the full name? Let me double check. Okay, I have the first name. So first name is going to be first name. And then what do I need to feed this model? I want to feed in the title. And it's going to be the title. And then what I'm going to feed in is summary. So the person's summary, which is huge. It's going to be summary. I'm going to feed in the title description, which is title description, and duration and role. I don't want the duration and role. Should I add it? Maybe I should add it. Why not? So duration and role, which is going to be duration and role. And I'm going to add in also duration and company. And company. And at the end, I'm also going to add the, what I'm going to add is the scraped data, right? So websites, scraped data, which is going to be the text. And I'm going to close this. So I'm going to lower the temperature a little bit. I'm just going to lower it to 0.8, right? And then I'm going to click on OK. Now, there's one more thing that I want to clean up first. So if you guys notice right here, if I go here, I will see True Staffing Partners Inc. Now, I don't like this just because we need to clean up the company names. We need to clean this up to be True Staffing or like True Staffing Partners instead of Inc. Because once we add this as variables in our campaign, it's going to be, hey, like True Staffing Partners Inc. You know, when we reach out to these people, we want to make sure it sounds as human as possible, and we have to clean the company name. So always make sure you clean the company names. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to add an extra module right here, which is going to be a GPT-4 module that's going to clean the company names. So I already have this module right here, which is a company name formatter. And I showed this multiple times in this channel. So I'm going to look for my company name formatter, and I'm going to look for it just like this. So clean company name. And then I already have the prompt ready there, which is awesome. So I don't have to rewrite it again. So this is the beauty of templating everything, guys, is because basically once you build one system as a sales system agency, you can essentially just template out everything. And the real work you have to do is just basically copy and paste for every client, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean the company name, which is going to be, here's the prompt. So make sure you copy it if you want, guys. So there is normalize the company name by focusing on the most distinctive and memorable elements. So make sure you copy and paste this. Actually, let me check if you guys can see the prompt. Yeah, you guys can see it. Okay, so my camera just stopped recording. So just let me fix this. Okay, guys. So now that we fixed our camera, just because it passed 30 minutes, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to map in my data. Okay. the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to add the company name, which is going to be the company name. And then the company's domain, which is going to be get splits the email right here. And the person's biography, which is going to be summary. Let me see. Summary. And then at the end, I'm going to feed in the last data, which is going to be this one right here. Company name, right? Click on company name. And then we need to add the company name in the personalization liner that we have. So let me add this, guys. Okay, so let's add company. Okay, company name. And then it's going to be the results. And then we need to add, boom. And then that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. And then this is AI personalization. Auto align this. And I'm going to name this scrape website leads website. And this one is going to be turn into text. Save this and then just run this. We found the email, we cleaned the company name. So let's look at this. So the result is true, which is pretty good. So it's true instead of true staffing partners. So imagine receiving an email like true. That means like someone like actually did the research and they are a human, not an AI talking to you. So let's look at the results. So another thing, we have a problem right here. So what I'm going to do is I need to fix this. I think I've mistakenly added the full name instead of the company. Yeah. Okay. So first name. That's weird. First name is first name. Let me see. Oh, so there's a problem right here. So it's called Jared Michael. So this guy's name is actually Jared Michael. So that's a pretty interesting case, actually. So what we can do is let's look at the lead list that we have. So only this guy, Jared Michael, only this guy. So this guy is lame. He like has a problem. So this is one guy, right? So that's okay. That's fine. So remove some of the data just because I think I'm overwhelming GPT. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this duration in role and first name, title, summary, title description, company name, and website script data. And I'm gonna lower the temperature to 0.7. Click OK. Click run once. Hey Jared, with True's impressive history of rapid growth and your leadership in e-discovery and cybersecurity staffing, how are you currently navigating the challenge of scaling talent acquisition to meet the evolving demands of these industries? So this is a good one. So as you guys can see, you need to increase a little bit of the token usage just because sometimes GPT cannot process all of the data right here and needs extra tokens to essentially be a little bit smarter, right? So that's pretty good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on auto align, gonna save this, and then what do I want to do basically? I want to add this to instantly. So I'm gonna look for instantly, and it's going to be add leads to a campaign. Click on add leads to a campaign. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have to map my connection. The way you're going to do it is you're going to go to instantly. And this is instantly, guys. This is our cold email software. Click on login. And we're going to log in by clicking add in your email address and everything. And then I'm just going to name this recruitment campaign. Click continue. And then what I'm going to do is basically, the way you will map your connection, guys, you're going to have to click on this button right here, click on settings, and look for integration. And then you're going to have to copy your API key and go back to make, create, click on add, and paste in your API key, just like we did with an email finder, and click close. And click save. Now I'm going to click close just because I already have my connection already made up. So I'm going to click on campaign ID and I'm going to find recruitment, which is going to be recruitment. Lead email is going to be email. First name is going to be first name, last name, last name. Right here. The company name is going to be the results of the company name. Personalization is going to be personalization. And then that's pretty much it. I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to name this add lead to campaign. Click save. And I'm going to click on auto align. So I think pretty much that's it. So let me try this and a couple more records. So I'm going to add in 5 limits. Click save and run once. So the first one is going to be added to instantly automatically. Second one, so we found the email. We generated everything. So we added the second one, as you guys can see. So there's already 3 emails that have been found. All of these are email found. 4 emails. And 5 emails. So an email finder is actually very powerful. So we've added all the 5 leads in like what? 5 seconds, guys, as you guys can see. So if I go to my company name, let's look at the company name formatter. So the results are Swish. See? If I look at the name, it's Swish Advertising LLC. So Swish, right? So this is way more natural. If I go to the third one, ACG, fourth one, Callan, and let me look for this. So Callan Gens. There you go, guys. And another thing, if I go to operation, PV. So all of these are like names that someone working in their company or someone that's like approaching them in a casual way. Because in working with other recruitment companies, guys, I've noticed that they are a little bit more casual, more straightforward, and they appreciate a more human tone rather than basically a tone like speaking to like a founder of a SaaS company, right? Typically, recruitment companies are more casual in a tone, in a sense, because they are all the time talking to candidates, and they like that personal touch, right? So yeah, let's read through the personalization. Hi, Bill. With Swish's impressive trajectory in transforming recruitment advertising for top-tier clients, have you considered how integrating more AI-driven insights could further streamline aligning your creative strategies with client-specific talent acquisition goals? That's a pretty good personalization. Let's read the third one. Hey, Lynn, with ACG's resource extensive expertise in sectors like fintech and cybersecurity, how are you currently navigating the challenges of balancing high-stakes executive searches with the demand for innovative talent acquisition strategies for high-growth startups? So as you guys can see, we're adding value. We're asking a thoughtful, inferenced like question. We're not just saying some very surface level like bullshit, right? So now, if I go to my instantly and I look for this campaign, recruitment campaign, it's going to be leads. So I've added all the leads right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my personalization, which is going to be right here. If I click on preview, I'm going to have it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my copy. So I already have my copy. I'm Saad. And I work specifically with recruitment companies like company name. I'm Saad, and I work specifically with recruitment companies like company name. I'll represent your strong candidates to assist your targeted companies. I recently built a system that filled 3 to 4 key roles in under 4 weeks. So confident I could do something similar or better for company name. And I'm going to add in my famous line, which is, is this something that could work for your team? No worries if it's not. Thanks for the time. Saad. And I'm going to add in send from iPhone. Let's preview this. So, hey, Jared Michael. Given True's remarkable growth and extensive recognition in the data privacy and cybersecurity sectors, how are you navigating the evolving challenge of sourcing top-tier talent acquisition to maintain your competitive edge? I'm Saad, and I work specifically with recruitment companies like True. I'll represent your strong candidates to assist your targeted companies with their hires. I recently built a system that filled 3 to 4 key roles in under 4 weeks, so confident I could do something similar or better for True. Is this something that could work for your team? No worries if it's not. So there you go, guys. We just built a campaign, right? So I'm just going to click on save, and I can just go ahead and reach them out. Essentially, I can just click on resume campaign, add in the next step, the third step, and I'm good to go. So there you go, guys. Like, we just built a campaign in 30 minutes. Oops. So there you go, guys. We just built a campaign in 30 minutes. Like I said, it's very easy. Now that we have the system right here, we can essentially just remove the limits right here. And if I keep this empty, it's going to run through the entire flow, right? It's going to find the email, enrich, perform AI personalization all automatically, and it's going to add the leads to our campaign, right? And we already have the copy pasted in here. We can just go and launch our campaign automatically. And we've just done that in like 30 minutes. So this is how you automate your entire lead generation, guys. And as you guys can see, you can essentially just copy and paste this for multiple clients that you have. So let's say you guys have another campaign. You can just change the AI personalization and the offer and build a new campaign targeting another industry, right? So it's very, very easy to build these sort of systems, guys. And if I can do it, you can do it too. There you go, guys. I hope you found value in this video. I'm going to include the free blueprints in the description. So you just go ahead and download it, tweak it, whatever you want, it's yours. So thanks so much for watching this video. Please leave me a comment down below if you guys want to see any more videos, you want system builds, or whatever you guys want to see in this channel. Just let me know. I love you guys' comments, and I will reply to them each and individually. So thanks so much for watching, like I said, and please subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video.